Welcome back, everyone. Today we're starting our third class of the model number two of the Flyer God Photoshop course. And today's class is also very special. We'll be talking about typography. Uh, Definitely one of the main subjects when especially graphic design, and perhaps the most challenging topic to talk about and to teach because there's just so much nuances to this matter that it definitely can be confusing, can be hard, can be challenged to learn and to study and to improve when working with typography. So once again, the idea of this theoretical class is just to give you guys enough basis, just enough knowledge, so you guys don't make those drastic mistakes that just completely ruin your work, and at least give you enough arm, just give you guys just enough to so you guys can learn and understand how we're working with typography and the next flyers and the next classes in the course. So we can start a class and well, when we talk about typography, it's pretty much all about the study, the creation, the application of character styles, formats, and visual disposition of words. So just like sentence and letters and stuff like this. Uh, and the thing that most people don't really get about typography is that yes, these are just like letters, A, B, C, or numbers or something like that. But just like colors and just like design principles, they also have like just a specific set of rules, and they also can definitely work to just get emotions and get feelings from who's watching that design or that communication piece, and definitely just as wrong or just as crucial to a good design. Uh, Typography can just actually ruin any kind of job. So it's really important that we at least keep it basic and free of mistakes. So I guess one of the best ways to talk about that matter is just, well, you got to understand like what kind of typography styles there are, and usually in the design community, design world, we just separate them in four main ones. So there are other examples or other types of fonts, but usually you pretty much just found the serif that they just have like these lines at the streams part of the stream part of the letter, so we can just, it's like the A and B, they just kind of have this detail. And usually this kind of font, the serif fonts, usually they kind of evoke this more classic, vintage, elegant, and yeah, definitely this is not always a rule. So typography is always just really contextual. It definitely depends on what the goal of the communication piece, how the design affects and how the typography fits with the design of that particular brand or work you're creating. So, but usually, you definitely just see this type of face in journal, newspapers, or magazines because they kind of want to give that seriousness. So it's really good. Like Times New Roman is just one of a typical font of the family. This is the style. The second most popular type of font is the sans serif, and just as the name suggests, is they don't have that the small line attached, so it's more like a clean typography. So usually when trying to convey some kind of modern, clean, technological stuff, you can definitely just go with sans serif fonts, and the Q Sans MT is just one of the examples of that kind of font. The third type is the script, so they are kind of handwritten. So they even more, right. They even more are about classic vintage look, smooth, and so usually when we give letters or just invitations for weddings or personal birthdays or something like this, like graduation from college or something like this, like kind of informal stuff. They usually look to script fonts to create that sense of importance to the design work or the file or anything like that. And the fourth type of font we'll talk about today is the display type of font. So usually these are more decorative fonts. They are more like they have more freedom to just test things around. So they might not just follow like a super rigid grid system or something like that. So the document is that just overwhelming font. So kind of fun, kind of funky. It has like a lot of elements and stuff like this. You usually this type of font for something more thematic, like a holiday or like a team party. Maybe if you do something for like for children, you could just use a kind of font like this one. But the main idea so far in the class is just for you guys to understand. Usually, you just kind of want to work more with the sans serif or the serif type of font. Usually, the display and the script fonts are more rarely used or something like that. And just as we talked about in the first class of the model, like overall principles of design, typography also has that some ideas, just that basic kind of understanding of rules that just what makes great typography great. So we just try to talk a little bit about them and the same some ideas they just come directly from design principles. So text hierarchy is pretty much the same idea. So when we create any kind of layout design or communications piece, you just definitely want to have your hierarchy really defined, really defined. Really, the title might just be like a bigger and bolder font, and the support text just small, lighter letters, just so it's really clear for the human eye or who's watching that or observing that image. Just so it really the experience is really easy. We don't want to make anything hard for who's observing our work. The other principle is that deleting so the space between the line of text, uh it's just something that you gotta think when we created something for Instagram or just a web application or something like this. So how you divide or how how separate the lines of the text are. uh it's not really like it's not really about the more they are or not, but you just gotta conscious. You gotta be conscious. So the lines are properly spaced, so it's easy for anyone who's trying to read something to complete that task successfully and easily. And the other kind of space we work with is the space between the letters, so letter spacing, the letter C that we're talking about in the slide. So you can use this like it is a resource that you could use to something layouts, but usually you don't want to mess around a lot of this kind of stuff, especially if you're just a beginner, because letters are created for in a purpose for a reason. And if you start to edit and scale and move things around, you might just get lost in your changes and kind of ruin everything up, everything around, or just like destroy the design work. And another good and cool topic, just to give you guys some hacks on how to get some fonts. So you could go to some paid websites or some free stuff, but well, you could just like for free material, like just go to Adobe Kit, Google Fonts, the fonts, my font, font fabric, creative market. And in creative market also, it has some free fonts but also have paid ones. Yeah, and most of websites fonts will just have both options, so you can get some for free, or some kind of fonts are free, and you have the paid option. So you always have good options, whether you want to pay or not for it. But uh, and like this is another good tip. So if you don't know what kind of font you work with, like any client just send you an image, or you just saw something you liked on Pinterest or Google or Instagram, and you want to find out what font is that, or what kind of fonts look like that one. So what the font is just a really good site that freely let you just do this, and it's pretty accurate. Uh, it works surprisingly well. So even if you don't find specific font someone is using, or they just like suggest you some silver fonts, and usually you definitely be able to get one option for free or paid. But it's just a really good tool. And I'm just like really quickly just show you guys how you style a font on your computer. It's just really simple. And Kit, Google Fonts, the font just show you my screen. You just download the font like any file and anything in the web. You usually they will come like in the zip file. You just extract them, and just by left clicking them twice, or you can just press the right button, and you pretty much will just click install and like okay after that, and the font will just already be installed and ready to be used. So it's actually really easy to do this. And I'll just show you guys like how to do this. So I'm gonna like just go to Google Fonts. Adobe Fonts actually work differently. They will just you kind of download it, and they will send you from from Creative Cloud to your Photoshop or After Effects. So you don't need to download it. It will just show you automatically in the Creative Cloud. So we could just download, for example, Noto Stand Japanese, and download fonts. Really easy. Yeah, let me just move it to my. So we extract file. We got a folder. We can just press enter, install, and you could just press install in every option, but you can just right click and install for all users, or just install if you don't own your PC, and that's ready to go. Really, that's simple, really fast, and just really a simple and easy process. And if you don't really know where to start, or you think that don't by don't having the best fonts available in the market, you just start behind anyone. We're just going to give you guys a bonus, and you guys will just get a free pack that are just formed by our best and favorite fonts to work. So you have the link in the description of the class, and you can just download and install at your will, and start using the fonts. And just to give you guys some good examples of how to work with typography, just some really cool ideas. So you it's really a good example of just how to use your hierarchy. And so you definitely just see like Winter Jazz East is a jazz festival. So they definitely just show you attention in this title, and they have smaller fonts and lighter fonts to just complement the information. Uh, you also have this cool effect by just stretch the font, so you kind of have this cool look, and just really good combination of typography and the design of like this cover or the flyer. Uh, just a really modern look in this cover. So just really good grid system, and you see like how the information kind of fits naturally, and just add a more modern look to the design work. And once again, really a good use of typography right here. So you have some big informations that really fits well and blends well with the design overall. And once again, in the left, the titles and the subtitles of whatever message or the goal of the communication of this piece of design. So really good examples of how to apply typography properly to your work. And uh, just to give you guys some bad examples or something like that, but it's definitely not really right to just say that typography does not work. It's not really that white, black and white. The context, the goals of every design work definitely needs to come in to mind when just judging something like this. So yeah, the first one on left is not really a great use of typography if you want to try to follow the principles, but you could just also just argue that maybe this is like a music festival or just a really technological design goal, and you could see why maybe a solution like this one, like just kind of fuzzy and just really confusion, could actually work. But overall, you don't want to break as many rules as this cover did. The same idea just comes into mind when looking into the second photo. Just a lot of stuff, a lot of moving around with the fonts, not really really easy to understand what the kind of message is trying to transmit. So the same goes to the third one, just fonts upwards, and kind of confusing once again, and not really easy to understand what they're trying to pass here. And the last one is just really weird, like just a lot of fonts. Usually, you don't want to work with more than two different fonts in any design work. You probably just want to work with one. So they might have just like five or six type of fonts in this one, like just a lot of colors as well, and just not at all, like no hierarchy at all. So just really confusing. Uh, Kind of hurts the eye to just look at this. It's like just a lot of stuff. Needs some better colors and better hierarchy. So we come to the end of the class about typography, and just hope you guys kind of be introduced to this word is always challenging, and by talking about a few rules, a few principles, and show you guys some examples, and just give you the basics of what typography is, and how to work with it, and what kind of rules designers usually work or base their work in. And as we'll see for in the rest of the course, you just kind of see like how these principles and these ideas, and even this font that this fonts we recommended just come to hand, and they how they blend with design, and how to create just that godly flyer with the same ideas and the same basic principles we share with you in this module. So see you guys next class, and hope you guys are enjoying the experience so far.